Hey Woodhaven family, and welcome back to the Journey 24/7 podcast. This is Chandler here with you again today as we dive into Genesis chapter 33 together. Now you remember yesterday we finished up with Jacob preparing to go and see Esau again. He was trying to make all these different efforts to show Esau that he was coming in peace and that he wanted to reconcile. But he was concerned that Esau still had this anger towards him, because we saw all the way back that the reason Jacob originally fled was because Esau wanted to kill him. Esau was very angry at Jacob coming in and deceiving his father, deceiving Isaac into giving him his blessing. So today we are actually seeing where Jacob and Esau do meet. And so we open up in this chapter, and it says, Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was coming, and 400 men were with him. You know, we saw yesterday that he knew that there were going to be 400 men with him. So we see here that Jacob divided the children among Leah and Rachel and the two female servants. Yeah. And he put the servants with their children in front, then Leah with her children, and Rachel and Joseph last of all. So we're seeing already here that, again, Rachel is his favorite wife. We're seeing that is come into play again with her being last. But also we see this special mention of Joseph being last too. And that's just something for us to kind of put a pin in for now, because it is showing how there's already some favoritism shown towards Joseph, which is going to be a theme in some of our study next week. So just keep that in mind, that we're already seeing this favoritism towards Joseph here. But we see that Jacob gets this reaction that he wasn't necessarily expecting. He was scared how Esau would respond, but instead we see in verse 4, but Esau ran to meet him and embraced him and fell on his neck and kissed him, and they wept. So Esau comes to him with just this spirit of forgiveness, spirit of grace and mercy that is reminiscent of the grace and mercy the Lord shows us. And that we turn our back on him, that we sinned against him, we sinned against the Lord, yet he forgives us anyways. Now, Esau here forgave Jacob. Now, we know there was a lot of time that passed in between when Jacob initially angered Esau so much, so he's had some time to think about it. He's had some time to cool off. But still, this is somebody that he had such strong anger for at one time. And now he's completely forgiven him and just thankful that he's back. Thankful that he gets to see him again and wrap his arms around him. You see, there's a lesson in there for us. We all are going to have people that hurt us in life. Sometimes that's family. Sometimes that's friends, sometimes it's coworkers, sometimes it can be anybody. This is showing us the importance of that forgiveness. Now, I want to speak into that there are certain things that may happen in our lives that hurt us greatly, hurt us deeply, in a way that it may not be best for us to have a close relationship with that person still. So in some of those cases, because I know that some of you listening to this may have had some of that, where there was abuse or something along those lines. And I'm not saying that you necessarily need to go and have a super tight relationship with those people, because sometimes it's just healthier for us not to. But we are still called to forgive. And that's not always easy, and it's not always immediate. We desire for it to be immediate. We can desire to want to forgive someone, but it doesn't mean that we always can work through it quite that fast. I was talking to a friend of mine one time whose dad abandoned him from a very young age. Never really had a relationship with his dad. And he was just sharing with me, though, that he so badly wants to forgive his dad. And he's striving for that and working towards it. But he just had not been able to get to that point yet. Because it had such a deep hurt. And so in that case, yes, that forgiveness wasn't an immediate feeling. But it was a process that he was trying to work through, and he was desiring it. That's what the Lord calls us to, just that heart of forgiveness. He knows it's going to be tough for us at times. He knows there's going to be times where it takes time. But he calls us to a heart of forgiveness. And the reason we're able to do that is because we can remember what he has forgiven us for. Because when we stop and think about it, we have no right to hold a grudge against anybody else, because the Lord has forgiven us of things that are so much worse than anything anybody's done to us. Because he is perfect, he is our creator, yet we've sinned against him time after time after time. And he continues to pursue us anyways. So we need to have that same mindset in our own lives. Have this heart that Esau had here, where he ran and met Jacob even after all of the pain and heartache that Jacob had caused him. It's not always easy. In fact, most of the time it's not going to be easy. But strive for that heart of forgiveness. So we finish up this chapter seeing not only has Esau forgiven Jacob, and Jacob has this loving spirit towards Esau, but they both just want to shower each other with gifts. They both want to help each other out. Jacob initially tries to help out Esau, and then when Jacob shares that he's going to have to go elsewhere, Esau tries to help him and give him some men to help out with all of their travel. So we just see this continued love between them, this continued desire to just be there for one another. And we finish out this chapter completely we see that Jacob showed up to the city of Shechem that's in the land of Canaan. And he bought a piece of land, and that's where he pitched his tent. And that's going to lead us into tomorrow's study in Genesis chapter 34. I will go ahead and tell you that tomorrow's study is going to be one of those that's a little bit more of a tougher topic. We just see some harsh things that happen that are difficult to talk about. But we are going to talk about it. We're going to work through it together. And just remember that through all of the darkness that we see throughout Scripture, the Lord is still moving. And He is still sovereign, and He is still good. He was the same then, He's the same now, and He'll be the same forever. Our God is so awesome that He reigns even through all the darkness. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow as we dive into Genesis chapter 34.